I know, Justin Mallory, season 1. Brody grinned and there were dimples. Beautiful, sexy dimples.
I know. I watched your season.
I watched yours too. Was I sounding too eager? Obviously, I'd watched it if I knew who he was, and I'd already admitted that.
Cool.
Brody wore the softest cashmere sweater, decorated with a sprig of holly, and he caught me staring and glanced down at his chest.
My brother's idea, something about getting into the season. I just think he's an idiot. I clearly got all the clever genes.
Right! Way to kill the conversation. Brody cleared his throat.
Anyway, I'm early as well. I just wanted to get in as soon as I could, to familiarize myself with the new place, get a sense of what it was like.
He was filling the quiet, and I was thankful for that, as there was no way it would be me guiding a conversation. Not unless it was offline, then I was fine. I'd been so lost in memories of the show and consumed with nerves that I hadn't had time to put my brand-justed mask on, and I hated that he'd caught me off guard. It's big, I offered, even though he was standing right here so he could see how big the inside was.
It's very different in here compared to the soundstage in LA. Did you go back into the back and see the room we'll be filming in yet?
He asked as he stared at the crystal chandelier above us, suspended from the ceiling and implausibly not crashing to the floor. His lips parted, and abruptly I wasn't checking out the opulent surroundings, but was staring at Brody. Ever since I'd seen him step onto the WBBS kitchen, I'd had this interest in him. When he stayed in week after week, my interest was backed up by my frequent views of him being sexy in so many ways. Sexy as he bent over and stared into his oven with his cute pout when things weren't looking as good as they should. Sexy with powdered sugar on his face. Sexy as he grinned in excitement when he won. Sexy, always smiling on the show, a little clumsy, funny, fucking gorgeous, and totally gay. I could deny that I'd watched every scene Brody had been in several times over, including the highlight reels on YouTube, but I'd be lying. I've not seen anyone else yet. I literally just got here. He smiled at me and stretched tall.
I'm considering this a vacation, and I was excited to start.
A vacation? Maybe a holiday in hell.
Yeah, baking things I love even if I'm nervous as hell.
Brody shrugged. At his words, I suddenly felt more confident. We could be nervous together. I want to visit Banff while I'm here as well. The producers of WBBS were putting us up at the Fairmont Banff Springs Hotel since the show was being taped in the convention center. It was within walking distance of the town, and I loved what I'd seen on the internet about Banff, with its gorgeous shops and the mountains all around. I actually had a long list of things I wanted to do while we were here. Anything to stop thinking about everything I needed to do all the freaking time. I'd imagined walking along the street, looking into the huge Christmas shop, doing the tourist thing, snow falling around me, totally anonymous. I could buy a coffee and people watch and hope there weren't any fans of mine in town. Banff is gorgeous. I saw some of it as I drove through, I said.
We should go,
Brody said with enthusiasm.
I mean, the 6 of us, the bakers, we should visit. And maybe go to the hot pool on Sulphur Mountain. And there's a lookout point on the mountain with a crystal bear. We could do that as well.
He was so animated that I wanted to touch him just to steal that spark of energy, but then he was staring at the chandelier again.
That's stunning,
Brody announced and pointed up at the huge display. I quickly took my stare from checking him out and instead looked at the crystals above us. Brody makes cakes. He's funny, cute, but he's married and his husband is a lucky guy. He was standing close and my mind was spinning too fast. I was getting turned on and flustered in the middle of an expensive garden room with a definitely not single gorgeous baker who was my competition. I should be less worried about my libido and more concerned that I wasn't going to make it past week 1. The first season had been easy for me to win, not because I'm the most amazing baker ever, but because it was a test show, and I was lucky. I was up against other amateurs who were lost when asked to make a choux pastry. Hell, it was so bad that we'd muddled through together. No one had even really known about the show or watched it until the college kids found it, and abruptly it went viral. Every season had to have new and exciting challenges, so it got harder and trickier for the contestants. The level I'd managed compared to what Brody had to do to win his season was like the Wright brothers going up against Boeing. They will see right through me. I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't.
Hey, you okay?
Hands gripped me and I stared up at Brody, who peered down at me with a concerned expression.
You went all weird there for a moment.
I blinked at him and then pointed up at the chandelier. Vertigo, I lied. I'm good at lying.
Wow, okay then. No more staring at the pretty.
He sounded so damn serious, but all I could think about was that I would be very happy to stare at the pretty that was Brody Thomas any day of the week.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it. at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.